If you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate if you guys hit that subscribe button. And also, I do have a few social medias you guys can check me out on. If you guys want to go follow me in there, I would greatly appreciate that. But with that being said, let's get right to the video. So, the New York Knicks are obviously one of the more interesting stories of the 2021 NBA season. Obviously, I made a video about this before, talking about the Knicks a little bit, but they're really the biggest surprise in my opinion, or team-wise, they're the biggest surprise. Obviously, this year has been filled with major injuries, major changes to the league, and just a lot of surprises, and that was highly expected with how the circumstances were in the season. But the Knicks have set themselves up amazingly for the offseason, in my opinion. I'm going to explain to you guys why I believe that. But first, the Knicks do have a winning record. I know that's so surprising, with the 41-30 record in the Eastern Conference, and that is good enough to give them the 4th seed at this moment. Tomorrow is the last day, or Wednesday. Now, what is today? Sunday is the last regular season games, and then there's a play-in matches. Then, of course, the playoff matches, but as of Sunday, it is the last regular season matches, and the standings could get flipped around here, and that would make some major changes to the standings. Really, the Knicks could fall to the 5th seed, and that's really it, because they're not jumping, they're not doing anything. But with tomorrow's amount of games, if depending on who wins, that could really flip how the standings look in both conferences. But let's just look at it like this. The Knicks were expected to have a huge offseason in 2020 offseason, especially with them being a big market, with them having one of the best cities in the world, being one of the major places that free agents would apparently want to sign to. And the Knicks have always been a big franchise that sells tickets, that gives I was about to say that gives good games, but that was not always the case. But the Knicks are actually good, and after James Dolan being criticized highly last season, I'm sure we all know about that, with all the instances he had to deal with, but it's surprisingly going well. And with everything that's been going on this season with this team, I believe this season this team can acquire some good players, and this is what I mean by that. I know obviously a lot of free agents that were supposed to be on this free agent market are no longer available. For example, LeBron James, Paul George, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and many more. But I believe either via trade, either just for a decent free agent, I believe this team can make some moves this offseason, because the Knicks have put themselves in a place that free agents actually want to play for them. And you cannot say you would have said that same sentence probably a year or 2 years ago. This Knicks team is just great. They're obviously not amazing. Obviously, I'm not going to expect them to be in the finals in the Eastern Conference. But with players like Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, hey, even Mitchell Robinson, who's been out for a decent amount of games, but he's still an amazing player for this team at least. This team is highly competent. This team can actually win games. They went on a 8 or a 9 game winning streak at some point this season. I've seen videos of the Knicks fans at the Madison Square Garden just out their seats because the Knicks are winning. And one of my favorite YouTubers named Clay Productions, he's a Knicks fan, and I also do have a few friends who are actually Knicks fans. They are very happy about, and I don't see, well, no, I don't see, I do see why, because after the just poor play from this team from the past few years, after this team, or people questioning why is this team even a team, they made some moves. They acquired Derrick Rose, which again, I didn't assume this would have been that big of a deal for this team, because I thought it might have messed with some chemistry or rotation issues possibly, but it was working very well, of course. And I don't know, Julius Randle is just an amazing player. He is an amazing player. And Julius Randle was being criticized highly last season just for as being a stat pattern, as oh, he doesn't play winning basketball, but now he's an all-star. Now he's on one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. He's averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. That's a very good player, of course. Some people might even consider him for MVP. I wouldn't, but some people might. And yeah, this Knicks team is nothing to play with. And they can make some moves in the playoffs. I do believe if the standings are how they are right now and they're going to play the Hawks, I believe they can win that matchup. But after that, most likely no, because then most likely they're going to have to face the Sixers. And I'm not going to bet on the Knicks there. But this season has been full of surprises, so who knows? Maybe, I don't know. We could see some surprising teams in the finals this year with how this season has been going so far. But I wouldn't be surprised at least. But yeah, that's really it I want to talk about for this video. Do not be surprised if the Knicks sign some amazing free agents in the upcoming years, because I want to see the Knicks be good. I really just want to see the Knicks be good, because whenever the Knicks are good, everything is just great. And just seeing the Madison Square Garden full, of course it's not going to be full for a few years, but just in the past, seeing the highlight plays from Madison Square Garden, the fans being packed, the arena being packed, and it's just amazing to see that stuff. And that's why I want to see Knicks winning basketball. Of course, I'm not going to put them over my team, but it's nice to see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Just leave a comment. How do you feel about the Knicks? That's really all I'm going to ask you guys. How do you feel about the Knicks? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.